Hey everybody, it's Eric, 80s Horror Man here, and welcome to my Top 10 Tuesday. I know it's been a while since I did a Top 10 Tuesday, but sorry it took so long to think of a certain topic to do one. And it just gives me time to think of what could actually fit for my top 10. So today I'll be doing my top 10 Linnea Quigley movies. And everyone is familiar with Linnea Quigley, that she's like one of the most recognizable horror screen queens from the 80s, and she was like one of the her hottest girls that everyone had the hots for back in the 80s when she did these horror movies. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, at number 10, even though she wasn't in it as one of the main characters, but she did make a cameo appearance, and that's the remake of Night of the Demons, where she made a cameo appearance where she was dressed as the ballerina like she was in the original, where she kind of like bent over to give the kids a piece of candy. Next thing you know, the kids were just laughing because they could see her underwear and everything when she bent over. So this remake was actually not bad. I thought it was actually fun, even though you also have a small cameo appearance by Tiffany Shepis in it as well. But the main characters in this one is Sharon Elizabeth, Monica Keena, and Edward Furlong in this one. So the remake of Night of the Demons, not bad. Very fun remake. Next, this DVD is a bootleg, and I've heard on talks on social media that this is actually finally getting a Blu-ray release, and that's Linnea Quigley's horror workout. Now, this is like a workout video where you could like exercise along doing the same exercise moves that Linnea Quigley's doing. So this is basically like an exercise video to show how Linnea Quigley stays in shape when she does these horror movies. So again, I saw on social media saying that this one is finally actually getting a Blu-ray release. So who know when it's going to be out. So Linnea Quigley's horror workout at number 9. Next is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. I did a review on this one earlier this year for my 31 Days of Horror. If you haven't seen my review on it, check it out. So this is like a cheesy 80s B movie here where you have Gunnar Hansen playing like a cult leader, and you have a detective that's looking for a runaway, and the runaway is played by Linnea Quigley. And next thing you know, they end up coming across some hookers who end up cutting up their customers by chainsaws. So Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, cheesy but fun movie to watch. Next, number 7 is Deadly Embrace, which is this one right here, where not only it's got Linnea Quigley in it, but it's also got Michelle Bauer, where Michelle Bauer's character plays like a lonely housewife, and her husband hires a gardener, her, and also keep her company as well. But the husband assumes that there's a little hanky panky going on with the gardener and his wife. So, he thinks that something's up, so he figures he hires like an investigator to check it out. Then at number 6 is Murder Weapon, which is this one right here, with Linnea Quigley and Karen Russell, where they both play these two girls. They both get released out of a mental hospital, and they decide to invite all their ex-boyfriends they used to date. They decided to invite all their ex-boyfriends that they used to date to the house to have like a little party. But then someone is going around picking off these ex-boyfriends one by one. Yeah, so this is like a whodunit kind of a movie where you're trying to figure out who's doing it, who's going around picking off these ex-boyfriends. So Murder Weapon at number 6. Next at number 5 is Nightmare Sisters. This movie has all three of the recognizable screen queens: Linnea Quigley, Brink Stevens, and Michelle Bauer. So basically, this is about where here these three geeks at a fraternity are hoping to get laid. They decide to go to the three of the geekest girls' parties, which is played by Linnea, Brink, and Michelle. But then they end up doing a seance, and all of a sudden, the geek girls get transformed into sex starved vamps. and apparently, once they have you in their grasp, they said to go below the belt line, and next you'll one bite on the dick, you just turn into dust. You just vanish because they're sex starved vamps, and now the three geek boys have to find a way to save these geek girls and turn them back the way they were before. So, Nightmare Sisters, very fun movie, not bad. Next, at number 4, is Creepozoids. Now, this movie is like a post apocalyptic movie where you got a small band of survivors trying to avoid the acid rain, and they take shelter at a research facility. But turns out the research facility is deserted, or so they think. But turns out there's a creature that's lurking inside this research facility, and it's picking off the survivors one by one. So now they have to find a way to survive against this creature. So they have a choice: either fight this creature or go or leave the research facility and it get dissolved in the acid rain. So they decided to stay and fight the creature here, and now they have to find a way to kill it. So Creepozoids, very fun movie. This is actually a good one to enjoy. Next, at number 3, is Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Bolorama. This is another movie I did a review on earlier this year for my 31 Days of Horror. Again, if you haven't seen it, check it out. So basically, there's a pledge going on with the sorority sisters, and next you know, the guys get busted, and now the head sorority sister decides to have the guys and the girls that she was trying to initiate go and do initiation. Go into a bowling alley, steal a bone trophy. But it turns out they picked a bowling trophy that contains the imp. And the imp is a little creature that likes deadly women and likes to play tricks. And apparently it grants you wishes, but apparently the wishes don't turn out to be what you want to be. Yeah, so they're trapped in a mall. Linnea Quigley also plays like a robber. So now she has to team up with the frats to put a stop to the imp. I also saw on social media that they're coming out with a second movie of this one that's supposed to be happening soon. So definitely looking forward to seeing how Sorority Babes 2 turns out when it comes out. Also, Linnea Quigley said that Sorority Babes is like her second favorite movie that she liked doing. So if you ask her what's her favorite movies that she liked doing, she said that would be one of them. And this I'm about to show is her number one favorite that she liked doing, and that's The Return of the Living Dead. This is the most recognizable zombie movie that everybody is familiar with, where zombies come back from the dead and feast on human brains. So, again, if you ask Linnea Quigley what's her favorite movies that she likes doing, she'll tell you that this is her number one favorite, and Sorority Babes is her second favorite. So, those are her two favorite movies that she liked doing throughout her career. And at number 1, this is my favorite, well, one of my favorites, I should say, and that's Night of the Demons, the original, where a group of teens decide to break into a abandoned funeral parlor to have their Halloween party. The next you hold a seance. The next they end up unleashing demons that starts possessing their friends one by one. So now they have to find a way to survive the night and try to survive without getting possessed by a demon. So Night of the Demons. Very fun, classic 80s horror movie. So this is my favorite movie, one of my favorites of all time, I should say. And this and Return of the Living Dead are my two favorites of Linnea Quigley's of all time. So Night of the Demons, the original, at number one. Alright guys, so that's it for my Top 10 Tuesday. What do you guys think? Have you seen any of these movies before? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. What are your favorite movies of Linnea Quigley's that she's done over the years? Also, like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for some more videos. Later.